Aquarius, hello. Welcome to Coffee, Sage, and Tarot. This is going to be your reading for March 2025. It's going to be a general reading. We'll be looking at you and the essence of you for this month, what you should be releasing, what you should be embracing and focusing on for the month ahead, as well as any challenges or opportunities that you might face through this time. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. Show me Aquarius for March, please. Show me Aquarius for March. Show me that Aquarius energy, please. Last time. Show me Aquarius for March, please. Thank you. Oops. Alrighty, interesting. So you as the Tower, you're changing. Some aspect of you is changing, okay? This week or this month. Interesting. Okay. 7 of Pentacles as the theme of this month. Aquarius, it seems like you're taking stock of things, and it seems like you're what you're doing here is a very practical kind of editing, right? So if you want to say like spring cleaning, but within you, Aquarius, that's the vibe that I'm seeing for the month of March, okay? 6 of Cups as the challenge. Feelings coming into this process, or an emotional component to kind of this spring cleaning that you're doing, this changing, right, that's happening, or this kind of disruption to your comfort, right? The opportunity here, obviously, this does make sense. So with the Tower here, some sort of cycle completion, right? You're editing out some things that no longer fit to make way for things that do, okay? What you're letting go of, 7 of Cups. So this is interesting here, that the challenge is keeping what emotionally fuels you, but letting go of anything that doesn't, right? So the theme is that 7 of Pentacles, right? A very practical kind of no BS editing out of this fits, this doesn't, like Marie Kondo, right? Does this spark joy? Does this not? But for you, it would kind of be, is this necessary? Is this not? And then you have this 7 of Cups here, which is a more emotional, but still a 7, kind of clouded judgment, I would say. And, letting your emotions get the best of you, or letting this kind of connectivity to certain aspects of whatever it is that you're kind of spring cleaning, letting those emotional aspects kind of get in the way, right? What you should be embracing, Ace of Wands. So some new passion here. You're getting fired up about this process, or the opportunity that this process is providing, right? Maybe you're doing this for a reason. Maybe there's, it's you, Aquarius. There's always, I feel, an intent behind this. Whatever that intent is, it's, either known to you or not. Like the deeper why of this, it's coming through, and it's okay. Let's do this thing, right? Self-care, Death, which again does make sense, just given the fact that we do have this Tower component. This Tower does feel self-induced with this spring cleaning aspect. And again, your self-care for this month, you're showing up very clear, very laser focused here. You're changing, right? That's what's happening. The lesson here, Queen of Swords. So again, this idea of wisdom coming through, being in control of your element, knowing what works and what doesn't, right? The Queen of Swords, she has the wisdom and the lived experience of in order to hold her sword straight, right, in order to see the truth. She's open to everything with that one hand while also knowing her center, right? And so I feel like that's the lesson here. You're coming back or coming to center, okay? Let's go ahead and see that Tower for Aquarius, please. Show me that Tower for Aquarius. Show me that Tower for Aquarius, please. Thank you. All right, so for the Tower, we have the Six of Wands, the World, the Magician, and the Ten of Swords here, along with the Lovers and the Shadow. And strength behind that. So we have Gemini, Leo energy here, along with that Ten of Swords. Yeah, this just feels like you're putting an end, right? This Tower, you know, Ten of Swords, there's this painful component to it. I'm still not getting the sense, even though 10, you know, this could be, for some of you, maybe a little bit unexpected. I feel like this more feels like you're pulling the cord or cutting the cord and saying, no, enough is enough. It's time. Immediate clarifiers here. You know what this kind of internal shakeup is going to do for you, right? You Aquarius, you are the epitome of like a man with a plan, and this you very much know, walking into this Tower, what you're gonna even if you don't know what you're gonna look like after, you know, this kind of change up, you know the intent, if that makes sense. Okay, you want to come out more stronger. You want to come out more empowered. You want to come out stronger. You want to come out more aligned. You want to feel better than what you're feeling, more in tune, I would say, to yourself, even though that Lovers could also represent a soul bond connection. You could want to feel more aligned with a partner. I think you want to feel more in tune. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at that Seven of Pentacles. Show me that Seven of Pentacles for Aquarius, please. Show me that Seven of Pentacles. Thank you. All right, so kind of with that Lovers that was showing up here, again, we have that Two of Cups component there. So again, it could be this idea of a relationship for some of you. For others, it could just be this idea of I want to connect more to something, some aspect of something, right? You have the Queen of Pentacles, Two of Cups, and that Nine of Pentacles there with the Eight of Cups in the shadow, along with the Chariot and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you're definitely propelling yourself forward here with that wheel popping up. It feels like, you know, this is kind of divine timing a little bit, and that whatever is kind of urging you to say, no, it's time to shake up my tower. I've got to do this. That's, it feels like Spirit and the universe is kind of working in your favor and kind of nudging you in that way and urging you. There's, for some of you, this could feel quite urgent, right? This idea, no, we have to do this now. We have to do this right now, right? And I would definitely lean into that idea of knowing and that, you know, determination to complete this work during March, okay? Coming back into your immediate clarifiers, it kind of makes sense from a practical standpoint that this pentacle energy is showing up, because again, this is very grounded, rooted work that you're doing, very practical. So the Queen is here and she's kind of coming, you know, she's a nurturer, she's a mother, she protects nature, she exists around nature, And so this does feel like it's something that maybe the change up has to do with, you know, your external surroundings. Right. So it's a transformation that happens from the outside first. Um, and this does feel like, you know, you want to be more aligned with where you see yourself, right? Whatever work it is that you're doing, the theme of it is I want to get closer to, you know, financial security, closer to abundance, closer to um, success and status in the material realm, right? So this is, you're showing me your goal here, and you're very determined. Show me that Six of Cups here. Show me that Six of Cups for Aquarius. Show me that Six of Cups for Aquarius, please. All right. Okay, so for the Six of Cups, we have the Page of Wands, Strength, Ace of Wands, and then we have the Seven of Cups in the shadow, along with the Queen of Cups and Justice here, right? So a little bit of Libra energy behind, fellow air sign coming through here. And again, I just feel like that's the that emotional component, and trying to determine how to properly navigate that for you, right? And kind of discern with the Seven of Cups and this Queen of Cups, what is truth and what is clouding your judgment, right? Any kind of emotional tie. And again, it's, you know, just editing down and editing out, you know, a lingering emotion. Well, I have an attachment to this person, but, you know, I really haven't seen them so much, and I realized that, you know, maybe they're not as healthy for me as I once thought they were, or you know, kind of something like that. And just this idea of coming to terms with getting past this idea of illusion or delusion, in terms of, well, do I like this stone, or do I like the idea of this stone? Okay, well, if it's not this stone, well, why am I holding on to it, right? Why is it existing in my cup still? It's taking up space. So let's get it out. Coming back into your immediate clarifiers here with that Page of Wands, that Strength, and that Ace. This very much does feel like the challenge of, you know, understanding what truly matters to you, what truly gets you fired up, what truly makes you feel emboldened, impassioned, what makes you feel strong, what fills you, what fuels you, right? What drives you here, from an inner to an external, right? And so it's interesting because you do have both components here. You have the inside versus the outside, right? The internal versus the external. And so it's this idea of whatever tower work you're doing here, whatever foundational change up is happening, it's happening, you know, from the inside out and from the outside in, kind of deal. So you're, whether you know it or not, you're attacking it on both fronts here, and one just as easily blends into the other, right? One realm blends into the other. I think for some of you, this could be a first of really diving into that emotional component, diving into that inner component here, and allowing for such objective thinking of, this really does make me feel good, so I'm going to lean more into this, right? And I feel like that's what's kind of changing. You're opening up a little bit, if not to anyone, to yourself, and making allowance for, I feel soft and mushy when I'm watching, you know, puppy videos. So, right? It's that kind of vibe where it's like, that feels good. So maybe when I'm in a bad mood or something, I know, or I have that level of awareness that I'm going to watch 5 minutes of puppy videos and I'm going to feel better after. There's a vulnerability there, but there's also a strength in that, in recognizing that you have an emotional attachment to that, and that's okay. And not only is it okay, but you're leaning into it and using it as a tool to shake yourself up and recognize what you need to do to further yourself toward wherever you're going, right? So that's more what I'm seeing here for you, Aquarius. Let's see that world. And again here, right? We're coming out of that Seven of Cups energy into more Queen of Swords, into that level of awareness, the lesson, right? Into the truth. Show me the world. Show me the world for Aquarius, please. Show me the world for Aquarius. Thank you. All right, so for the world, we have the King of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, Seven of Swords, Ace of Swords here, Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles. This feels like considering both sides of the coin, right? And again, from a mental standpoint and from a grounded earth element standpoint, so also from the inner and the outer, and considering both to move that sword, right? An opportunity to see the layers. And that's kind of what I'm reading that shadow as, okay? Ace of Sword, new alignment in your element, right? A new alignment in your element, a new layer uncovered, right? With that change and transformation that's happening. Immediate clarifiers here, King of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Seven of Swords. Again, the opportunity here is an opportunity for new. An opportunity for a new door to open. Seeing through your foundations, editing down, right? This is bare bones here. This Four of Wands, this home, this celebration, right? It's bare bones, but it's everything that matters. It's everything that's important. And within here, there is an element of joy, of celebration, of embracing that inner that fuels us, that inner that sustains us, right? That inner that completes us, right? And so it feels like you're, again, leaning into that side. For some of you, you might say that softer side, right? That emotions can bring. And, this feels like you're, again, with that seven and that being you, Aquarius, this feels like you're walking towards that. Yes, you're looking back and you're kind of saying, okay, but I don't know if I can, exist out of this practical or this this practical mindset, but you're willing to give it a try. That's what I'm seeing, right? It's this idea of, and again, kind of keeping with this urgency in mind, it's this idea of, for whatever reason, you're being pulled to embrace more of that Six of Cup energy for the benefit of your home, right? Of your foundation. Let's see that Seven of Cups. Let's see that Seven of Cups for Aquarius. Show me that Seven of Cups for Aquarius, please. All right, so for the Seven of Cups, you have, I'm just jumping into the shadow here. You have the Three of Swords, the Hermit, and then you have that Knight of Swords and the King of Swords. So again, this sword energy here coming through along with that Hermit or Virgo energy. Also an air element, right? No, sorry, what am I saying? Just this idea of like a difficult truth, or difficult truth to wrap your head around. A difficult truth to wrap your head around here. Seven of Cups, the immediate clarifiers here, we have the Queen of Wands, the Empress, the Page of Swords. This feels like a level of awareness. This feels like realizing your own limitations and how you're carrying your sword here. Coming to terms with your own limitations here. And kind of with that Queen and the Empress here, it's like this understanding of, okay, well, how can I hold it differently? How can I give space for what I need to give space for? That's really what I'm seeing here. There's a relief, there's like a change of guard that I see. Show me that Ace of Wands. Show me that Ace of Wands for Aquarius. Show me that Ace of Wands for Aquarius, please. Thank you. Yeah, definitely a change in outlook, right? So with that Ace of Wands, we have death, Three of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles in the shadow here. So again, like this idea of very much practical energy, right? And almost seeing your surroundings from a new way, right? And whatever this wisdom is that you're coming to terms with, and kind of embracing this softer side or this emotional component of what drives you, and kind of editing out and becoming more clear and more leaning into the what drives you emotionally, it changes your outlook on where you stand, right? And so that's what I'm seeing here with this Four of Pentacles. It's almost like, okay, I'm standing here or sitting here and I'm not moving until I do this work, and I'm not moving until I fully understand what's in front of me. And by saying that, what I mean is fully understand from a different vantage point what's in front of me and what I have, what I currently have, right? Tangible, within your surroundings, within your domain, within your friends, within your career, within, kind of your investments or whatever it is. It's just kind of this practical understanding of, okay, I have all of this. I see it from this kind of vantage point. That then becomes this idea of, okay, this external component of editing out, well, does this work for me? Is this practical? Is this necessary? Is this necessary? And keeping what matters most while discarding the rest, right? Show me death for Aquarius, please. Show me death for Aquarius. Show me death for Aquarius, please. Thank you. The Lovers came up. It was the Lovers and something else. Was it the Sun? Or was it the Lovers and Strength? Came up as like in the shadow, right? So it's interesting that it's coming up again, because it's like that's the change, right? This higher alignment. this deeper connection, right? That's the goal. And I didn't catch it before, didn't speak on it before, but this kind of inner knowing, you have to embrace all sides, right? All components, especially that emotional component to whatever it is that you're shaking up, right? And that seems to be the goal, this transformation. Well, what's coming outside of that, you know, sunshine and rainbows. This idea of being more emotionally connected, more emotionally in tune. And of course, you know, Seven of Wands here, this idea you're defending that, right? Eight of Pentacles in the shadow for this change. So again, that inner with that outer, right? This idea of working hard in your material plane to develop these changes and to transform in this way that you've kind of been craving, or that, you know, you have felt an urging to, right? Interesting. I wonder, for some of you, is this you being open for a partner? Maybe that's what's spurring it on for some of you, this idea that you want to connect emotionally to somebody that matters to you, right? And so you're saying, no, I have to do this work. I have to focus on this so that I can get to that soul bond connection with this person that there is potential with, that I see my security with, right? That could be it. That could be the driving force for some of you, right? But regardless, it is this idea of transformation, and it is this idea of moving forward and embracing the emotional component that's there. Shaking up that foundation. Show me that Queen of Swords. Show me that Queen of Swords. Thank you. Yeah, this idea that you're moving away from I would say non-acceptance. That's what's coming. Because there is, you know, a vulnerability here. There's a gentleness with that 6, right? And just this idea of being open to connection, being open to connectivity. When you're open in that way, you're not harsh, you're not so rigid, you're not you know, so one-sided, because you're open to hearing others, you're open to hearing your loved ones opinions, and you're truly, you know, allowing yourself to see certain things from their vantage point, right? And so with this Queen of Swords being clarified by the Devil, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords, it's this idea of we're transitioning away from what feels like, with this Tower energy, that Devil was there, this idea of nobody else's opinion matters but my own, or nobody else's opinion is as important as my own. And this idea of there's some sort of learned experience or some sort of lesson here with this Tower shakeup, and leaning into more of that emotion and an urgency surrounding this, that you're learning that lesson for the sake of, you know, higher connection, or for the sake of truly connecting in a way, or solidifying this soul bond connection, right? All right. Let's see. Oh, for Aquarius here. Share light. Number 20. Share your trials as well as your triumphs. Your stories benefit you in the telling and others in the hearing, spreading the light of transformation. We all love stories, especially those of people overcoming challenges and insurmountable odds, the hero's journey, as Joseph Campbell called it. In such a journey, there are typically three main parts: an adventure away from home, a crisis that ends in victory, and an enlightened return with lessons learned. All of us will face various challenges in life, and how we respond becomes our story, our own hero's journey. This card may appear when it's time for you to share your story and your wisdom with others. Being on a hero's journey is the story of how you become the champion in your own life. Sometimes we don't see the entirety of our own journey and our accomplishments until we're telling the tale. Realize how much you've learned and grown through your experiences up to this point, and how these experiences may benefit others who are going through similar situations. Like a good guide helping the next hero, we can pass the torch by sharing the tools and skills we learned and used to overcome our struggles. So share, speak, write. Spread the light of transformation in every way and every day. That's beautiful. All right, Aquarius, this is what I have for you. I really hope this helps. It's nice to see you kind of leaning into more of that emotion, right? It's a good look for you, I would say. Please let me know how this month goes for you. I really want to hear about it. And I wish you all the best of luck on this month of transformation. Alrighty, you take care, and we'll see you next time.